Honestly, when I became a Christian, I felt like I lost everything interesting about myself. I was the funny one, or at least tried to be. I was the gamer. I was the biggest music guy I personally knew, waiting for every album to drop by whoever so I could know what everyone could be possibly talking about and have a opinion on it. But when I came to know Jesus as my savior, a lot of these things started to slip away from me. And if you're like me, feeling like you lost a bit of yourself, I have some points throughout this video that I have personally learned in my journey that have really helped me get comfortable with this new version of me that I would love to pass on to you. And I have a really important point at the end of the video, and I would like to impart that onto you, so please make sure to watch through all of this. So yeah, I started to become a lot more serious as a Christian, not really joking at all like I used to. I have now sold all my video game systems recently just because I try to play games and I just cannot connect anymore. And now trying to go back to my Apple Music replays a couple years ago, it all just seems so vain, like pointless music trying to have an influence on me, and I've mostly stopped listening to secular music entirely. Most of the traits I identified myself with are now gone, and when I sit here today, sure I have interests, but those things are no longer my identity. This has left me feeling sometimes like I have lost everything interesting about myself in terms of, what the world accepts. Sometimes when around my secular family, I do feel sad that I'm no longer like able to connect with them and be that old self that they know me by. It was so much easier, honestly. But while that feeling is true, I have also come to a deeper feeling, a deeper being rather, one that has finally connected me to my core being of who I've been made to be. And that being is a child of Jesus, God. While I have turned away from the interests of this world, I have now become more content and fulfilled than I have ever been. The world now makes sense to me, the good, the bad, purpose of the universe perfectly explained. My purpose to connect others with the author of this beautiful land keeps me going daily, compared to the purposes I used to come up with in my brain that were dead ends. This video is for the people that feel similar. The ones that feel like a lot of what they have going for them is based off of worldly things that you know is exactly that, worldly. And while yes, you'll start to lose aspects of yourself as a Christian that people used to praise you for back in your worldly days, you have now finally unlocked your being that God has been waiting for you to step into, a fulfillment like never before. And, the things that you're doing for Christ, BC days of whatever your name is, aren't things to outrightly reject about yourself anymore. There's still some core characteristics that you were made with, those things that you were doing before, that you will still carry with you to your Christian walk. It's not like a full shutdown, reset, everything about you is gone, Men in Black, Flash, you forgot everything, right? These experiences in your past life have shaped and primed you to be the person that you are now. And we should be thankful for everything all those experiences have made us become, in my opinion. But who's to say that you were made to be those things in the past forever? Sticking to things like video game lover for the rest of your life just really puts you in a hole for any type of growth, and kind of creates a fake identity around yourself by yourself that you are now falsely keeping by yourself. A lot of yourself, right, in that, and not a lot of God. Do you see where I'm getting at? We do have to be careful though, because with turning to Christian sources of inspiration, we can start to emulate the people that we see out in the Christian space and start to become them instead of the key things Christ has made us with in our core characteristics. Matt Chandler also talks about this in his book Overcomers and described how he became empty inside because he was too busy emulating his spiritual mentors instead of living how God made him. The lesson being that you can learn a lot of great things from pastors, people in the faith, Christian influencers even, but the problem really comes from when you start being a great value version of them instead of using those experiences you grew up with in your childhood with the combined knowledge you know now to have a perspective uniquely crafted by God to carry out the message as effective as possible. And let me just say, if you're feeling like this and this video resonated with you, you might not necessarily fit in with all the people you used to hang out with before you knew Jesus. And with that being said, I want to formally invite you to my community, Next Gen Men. It's one of the most active Christian communities right now, dedicated to building up the next generation of men to become the leaders God has ordained for us to be. And I would love to invite you and have you in. It's completely free as of right now, so go ahead and check the description or comments for the link. That is it with the video, guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about being in the world as a Christian and how your interests might have changed as you have progressed in your walk. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye.